Congratulations. You finally got that promotion. Your boss patted you on the back, gave you a 5% raise, and you feel like you've finally leveled up in the game of life. But here's the cold, hard truth that the system prays you never figure out. That raise isn't a reward. It's a distraction. By the time you account for inflation, the inevitable lifestyle creep, and the higher tax bracket you've just sprinted into, that extra cash in your bank account is an illusion. You're not getting richer. You're just working harder to stay in the exact same place. I've seen it 1,000 times. You walk into the office, you work your tail off for that bump in salary, and the moment it hits your account, your brain tricks you into thinking you've made it. You upgrade the car. You buy the premium subscription. You eat out more often. Suddenly, your fixed costs have swallowed your entire raise before you've even had a chance to save a single cent. It's a vicious cycle designed to keep you on the treadmill, running at high speed while the scenery never changes. You think you're growing, but you're just feeding the machine. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this system works, why your bank account is lying to you, and how you can stop chasing the carrot and start building actual, lasting wealth that survives the tax man and your own spending habits. Let's break the cycle. To understand why you're losing, you have to look at the invisible thief, inflation. We aren't talking about the government-reported numbers you see on the news. We are talking about your personal inflation rate. Think about it. When you get a raise, your company pats themselves on the back for adjusting your salary. But while your income went up by 5%, the cost of the things you actually care about, your rent, your groceries, your energy bills, often rises at a pace that strips away any real gains. You are effectively running a marathon in reverse. Every single dollar you earn loses a fraction of its value the second it hits your account. If your raise is 5%, but your cost of living is rising by 4%, you haven't actually gained anything. You are left with a measly 1% win that barely covers a cup of coffee. Meanwhile, you've increased your labor output. You're working more hours, handling more stress, and trading your finite time for a currency that is actively decaying. This is the efficiency trap. The system incentivizes you to work harder for a reward that depreciates in your hands. It's a brilliant design for the institution, but a death sentence for your financial independence. Most people spend their entire lives chasing these tiny incremental increases, never realizing that they are chasing a melting ice cube. You're trading your life force for digits that buy less today than they did yesterday. It's time to stop looking at your gross income and start looking at your purchasing power. Here is where the trap snaps shut. Lifestyle creep. You get that raise, and suddenly your brain demands a promotion in your standards of living to match your new pay stub. You tell yourself, I deserve this, or I worked hard for this, and you do. You do deserve a better life. But there is a massive, dangerous difference between an investment in your future and a surrender to your ego. That new car lease isn't a reward. It's a commitment. That upgraded apartment? It's a recurring tax on your freedom. When your expenses rise in lockstep with your income, you are effectively tethering yourself to the job you claim you want to leave. You become a prisoner of your own success. The more you make, the more you have to lose, and the more dependent you become on that monthly paycheck. This is how the system ensures your compliance. They know that if you keep your lifestyle modest while your income grows, you'll eventually hit a point of critical mass where you don't need them anymore. But by nudging you to spend more, they ensure you remain a high-earning slave. You aren't building a safety net. You are building a golden cage. Look around your life right now. How many of the things you spend money on are truly making you better? And how many are just there because your bank balance told you that you could finally afford the upgrade? It's time to regain control. So, how do we kill the cycle? You have to decouple your happiness from your paycheck. The secret, the real boring, unsexy secret that the financial elite never tell you, is the gap. The gap is the space between what you earn and what you spend. Most people grow their spending to meet their earnings. You need to do the exact opposite. When you get that raise, treat it as if it never happened. Keep living exactly as you were the month before. Take that extra money, every single cent of it, and redirect it. Not into a shiny new car, but into assets that actually pay you back. Think of your money as soldiers. Every dollar you spend on a status symbol is a soldier you've sent to die in a meaningless war. Every dollar you invest is a soldier you've sent to the front lines to capture territory. When you stop syncing your lifestyle to your income, you suddenly find yourself with a surplus. And in a world designed to keep you broke, a surplus is your ultimate weapon. It buys you the one thing that no promotion can ever provide: options. When you have enough of those soldiers working for you, you stop asking your boss for permission, and you start making choices based on what you actually want. You aren't just saving for a rainy day. You are building an empire that exists entirely outside of their control. This is how you win. We've covered the trap, the thief, and the cage. Now, let's talk about the exit. Most people treat financial growth as a linear path. Work, raise, spend, repeat. It's a dead end. You need to turn your finances into a loop. A feedback loop where your money doesn't just sit there, it generates more money, which then covers your expenses, which then buys you more time. That is the only way to break the cycle of trading hours for dollars. Stop looking for the next raise and start looking for the next asset. I want you to audit your last 3 months of spending. Find 3 things you bought that didn't provide lasting value, and cut them out today. Take that money and put it into an index fund, a business idea, or your own skills. Do it every single month. When you receive your next raise, don't celebrate it with a purchase. Celebrate it by increasing your investment rate. That is the secret. That is how you stop being a cog and start being an architect. You aren't just saving for retirement. You're buying back your freedom, one raise at a time. The system wants you to stay on the treadmill, but you now have the blueprint to step off. Don't just watch this video and go back to your old habits. Take the first step. Audit your spending, protect your gap, and build your loop. Your future self will thank you for it. Now get to work.